Resolution 22-208, resolution affirming the right of all women to autonomy over their reproductive health decisions. Whereas the Borough Council of the Borough of Chatham believes human rights to be inalienable and fundamental rights inherent to all human beings, and whereas these human rights include the right to autonomy over personal health care decisions without interference by the government, and
whereas in the landmark case Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court established a constitutional right to abortion prior to the point of pregnancy viability, and whereas the rights established under Roe v. Wade have been considered settled law in America for nearly 50 years, and
whereas the U.S. Supreme Court has now, in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, reversed Roe v. Wade, despite public testimony by some in the majority having under oath described this precedent as law of the land. And whereas abortion will now be automatically outlawed in 13 states, with many others certain or likely to ban abortion within weeks or months. And
whereas proposed legislation in some states includes bans on abortion at any point after conception, even in the case of ectopic pregnancy, and could also outlaw fertility treatments and highly effective forms of birth control, which reduce the demand for abortion. And whereas the author of the majority opinion in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization has indicated a desire to similarly examine and potentially reverse established precedents associated with birth control and gay and lesbian rights. And
whereas human rights experts have denounced the harm extreme abortion bans will cause to pregnant women, and in particular women from marginalized communities, women with low incomes, women living in rural areas, and women from racial and ethnic minorities, and have called on the U.S. government to prevent retrogression in access to abortion and instead enact positive measures to ensure access to safe and legal abortion. And whereas health experts have repeatedly and explicitly recognized the connection between unsafe, illegal abortion and high maternal mortality rates, and
whereas 50% of women and girls experience an unplanned pregnancy during the course of their lives, and many more experience a pregnancy that threatens their life, or where the pregnancy is not viable, or where the fetus has no chance of survival. Whereas the Borough Council of the Borough of Chatham believes that a pregnant individual, in consultation with her doctors, support of friends and family, and her spiritual beliefs, should be entitled to decide how best to proceed with an unplanned, unexpected, and medically complex pregnancy.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Borough Council condemns